A top-tier biologist makes $120,000 a year, but they've never had to catalog over 900 species of creatures, some of which can breathe fire or control time. Today, we're calculating how much a Pokémon professor could earn in the real world and why they might deserve an even bigger paycheck due to these three factors. And spoilers, you won't believe how much their research on Pokémon evolution alone could add to their salary. To calculate this, we analyzed every Pokémon professor in the franchise, from Professor Oak's Kanto region research to Professor Magnolia's groundbreaking work on Dynamaxing in Galar. We also compared their responsibilities to real-world scientists, field researchers, and even wildlife conservationists. What we found was shocking. Let's start with their expertise. Pokémon professor isn't just a scientist, they're a biologist, a physicist, and a tech developer all rolled into one. Professor Elm studied Pokémon breeding, while Professor Rowan specialized in evolution. That's not just a PhD, that's multiple PhDs worth of knowledge. And let's not forget the Pokédex, a device that can instantly analyze any Pokémon's biology, behavior, and abilities. Developing something like that would require expertise in artificial intelligence, data science, and engineering. In the real world, that level of specialization could easily add $50,000 to their base salary. But that's just the start. Wait until you hear about the risks they take. Pokémon professors don't just sit in labs. They're out in the field, studying creatures that can electrocute, burn, or even teleport. Professor Sycamore was nearly crushed by a Garchomp, and Professor Birch? He's constantly chased by wild Pokémon in the Hoenn region. In the real world, field researchers studying dangerous animals like lions or sharks earn hazard pay. But Pokémon professors face risks that are off the charts. We're talking about creatures that can control weather, manipulate time, and even warp reality. That level of danger could justify a $30,000 salary bump. And then there's the impact they have on the world. Pokémon professors don't just study Pokémon, they shape the future. Professor Oak's research laid the foundation for trainers worldwide, while Professor Kukoi's work led to the creation of the Alola Pokémon League. Their discoveries don't just advance science, they change cultures and economies. In the real world, scientists who make game-changing discoveries often earn millions in grants and awards. When you factor in the global impact of a Pokémon professor's work, their salary could easily double. So what does all this add up to? Let's crunch the numbers. At first glance, you might compare a Pokémon professor to a university biologist who makes around $120,000 a year, but that's like comparing a Magikarp to a Gyarados. Let's look at what they actually do. First, their expertise in multiple scientific fields adds $150,000. Then, the hazard pay for studying creatures that can destroy cities adds another $50,000. And finally, their global impact could double their salary, adding another $150,000. When we add it all together, a Pokémon professor in our world would earn $350,000 a year, putting them in the same bracket as a top-tier medical researcher or a Fortune 500 executive. To recap, a Pokémon professor's expertise, risks, and impact justify a salary of $350,000 a year. But here's the real question. Would you take this job for that salary, knowing you might have to outrun a Charizard or calm down a rampaging legendary Pokémon? If you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button, subscribe for more fictional job analyses, and let me know in the comments, which Pokémon professor would you want to work for? Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video.